Hey there everyone, I'm not gonna be doing a reaction right now because I've done reactions for 5 episodes and they've all of them have gotten copyright strikes. So if you watch like the 3 reaction videos I've done for episode 1, then 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, they're all like one way or another they're muted because of the copyright strikes, which is so weird. And it's a Star Trek thing because they're super specific, and they even copyright the audio, not the video, but the audio was the one that was being caught. So I will stop from making reaction videos, and I've started just watching the episodes, and I'm not gonna do a play-by-play, but I am gonna be talking about episodes 6 to 10, and I'm gonna break it down that way. I think Jesse Gender did that way. I don't know if a lot of people are watching, but I want to talk about my thoughts, and I've made notes, and I'm gonna go through them. And hopefully, if you're here and you're watching, I hope you're enjoying, because Prodigy, some of the best pieces of Star Trek that I've seen. There are some parts that are a bit filler, but let's get into it. So we'll break it down into episode 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But right off the bat, I'm gonna say 6, 7, and 8 felt like filler to me. Like they were literally there to set us up for the 2-parters in 9 and 10. So let's get into each one. Also, I'm realizing that now we see the titles of the episodes in Netflix. So that's cool. Before it was just literally episode 1, episode 2. Now you can actually see them. So let me quickly show. Yep, you can see that it's all named now. Anyway, let's not try to spoil you if you haven't seen everything yet. So starting with episode 6, which was the Imposter Syndrome, which was all about the holograms that they were doing. And I'm just gonna read my notes first, right? My notes were, shouldn't this be easy to program holograms? Like, so this is one of those things where it's like, it depends on the writer whether it's gonna be an easy thing or not. Like in any other episode, it would be literally like, computer, please create a hologram of me. Like it would be that. And then my notes here were, isn't it a major risk in general that they can create these holograms with biosignatures and no one, like the scans are fooled? Like, isn't that like a major risk? And the kids did it. So like, what would a criminal be able to do? And maybe it's just because Voyager has a lot of holo emitters because of the Doctor. That's why they're able to do that and go around. So my last bit here was, there are shenanigans. Yes, it was fun. But aren't there so many implications about like what just happened? Also, this was all about like them trying to escape Voyager and save Chakotay. It was a fun episode, but again, like deep implications as to a lot of things. Security, ethical implications about holograms. Yeah, those were my thoughts for episode 6. So we get into episode 7, which was The Fast and the Curious, which I literally wrote, this is plain filler episode. This is the most filler episode of Prodigy that I've seen, because they go through the Borg transwarp conduit and they meet the Kazon, and for some reason the Kazon wants to let them race, and like it's a racing thing, like shenanigans. Let me read through. I mentioned that the thing that trapped them, the thing that hit them in the transwarp conduit and brought them down, that looked like Control in season 2 of Discovery. And then I said, whoa, Kazon, who are more advanced than what we thought. And I just said, this is so random. So, yep, a plain filler episode for me. It was the weakest so far because it didn't really do anything. But the ending had those tentacles, because Majel tried to go to Gwyn, Hollow Gwyn, and the mysterious tentacles got her first. So that was really interesting, because I was like, what in the world was that? And then we get to episode 8, which is There in Beauty No Truth, which I thought felt like filler, but I at least it like brought forward Zero's storyline and about her whole corporeal journey. So let me just read through. I said, there's a Medusan colony. This feels suspicious. I really felt, okay, something weird is gonna happen here. And I wrote here, there should be hollow safeguards. And I wrote, this is why non-corporeals are non-corporeal. I do find it weird that some non-corporeals wanted to be corporeal. Or maybe it's the same as some corporeal like us would want a higher stage of life. But I did feel like it's a step down. But whatever. And then episode 8 ends again. Oh, well, first of all, episode 8 ends with Zero with the new body. Like, she decided to leave, but now she has a new body, which is great. We get Zero, and this advances her storylines. Like, she can do so many other things. And then it ends again with the tentacles thing, which I literally wrote, what the fuck is this tentacles thing? Shit. And then we finally get to episode 9, The Devourer of All Things Part 1. And I'm gonna read through my notes. Hidden planet, one life sign, one pyramid, and then we get the reveal, right? The reveal is Wesley Crusher. Goddamn Wesley Crusher has been the entity who Murph has been talking to. That was so amazing. And like, you can see Wesley Crusher in like go ham. Like, he literally imbibes everything. Like, he's the ultimate geek, right? And amazingly, you can literally feel him geeking out about doing this. And I'm so happy they brought Wesley Crusher here for something so logical. Like the Star Trek Picard piece, Star Trek Picard Wesley Crusher thing, that was like, what the hell was that? This one, it actually makes sense. And all of that lore building was amazing. And so, plain and simple, I loved Wesley Crusher. I loved his incorporation into the storyline and how he explained about the travelers, about like being an interdimensional Starfleet, but not. And the fact that like he explained the timelines. How amazing was that? He literally called the Prime timeline and the Narada incursion, the mirror universe, the mycelial plane. What else did he talk about? The fluidic space. Like, it was so good to see it all here. Amazing. Like, I liked how he brought all of that into the fore, and the fact that it's part of the storyline. The fact that he was Doctor Stranging his way through and finding a proper timeline for them to all be there. Like, that was masterful. That was amazing. I am so excited to see how all of this goes. And then the episode ends with them going into what seems to be 20th century Earth. And then finally we get to episode 10, which was, besides the finale of Prodigy, was like the most casualties I think we've seen for Prodigy, right? Because so many people died, like got erased from existence. It's so bad because they got erased from existence. Like, no one remembers them. That was, I mean, at least I guess no one remembers them, so we don't actually have anyone to grieve for. But the audience does, because the audience would be like, weren't there so many more people? Though I do have some gripes, right? My comments were, why didn't they turn on the armbands from the beginning? Like, yes, it was just to show that the guy would be erased from existence and no one would remember. But still, like, why wasn't that the first thing that they did? And then the whole thing about Wesley deciding not to save Majel, I think that was good also. That really showed that Wesley was like trying to do the right thing, and Dal being Dal overrides him. But I think that was a good piece from Wesley. And then they all got together, and then I just had a sad face. So many casualties. But then we had that amazing Janeway scene. And I can't show it to you because of all the copyright, right? But first of all, we got Battle Janeway in her singlet, which was hearkening hella Year of Hell. That was like a classic battle Janeway, and classic Motherhead Captain Janeway burning her way through, right? That was just amazing. Like, maybe if I can just cycle through where she shoots the loom, and then she does the Tom Paris thing, and then she crash lands. So, such a fucking badass Janeway, the motherfucking badass queen. Like, so amazing. And then we see again the singlet, right? And then finally, we have mentions also about the Borth crystals and the Orb of Time. Um, I love how Prodigy is stitching together so many things, and it's not the lower decks. So I love lower decks, but lower decks is like 500 miles a minute. Like, it's super super fast. This one is like more in tune with a normal Trek thing, and it's bridging lower decks and everything else, like Strange New Worlds, all these things. It was so good. Discovery. And so they find the timeline that they have to get to get the protostar, and Majel needs to be part of them. So that was amazing. And then we get this scene where Dal peaked, and it's something about it wasn't right that he get the chair, but he's still wearing the cadet uniform. So I don't think so. It's probably a That's So Raven type of thing, right? It's like a completely misunderstood thing. And then so Wesley says none of the possible futures succeed, and then he realized that it's actually Majel who needs to be part of it. Janeway in this outfit is chef's fucking kiss. It's so amazing. I loved it. And then so Janeway says, go, I trust you, do your thing. And then they appear in a red sand beach where Chakotay seems to have been waiting all this time. So to encapsulate all of the things that just happened, we get 3 episodes of filler and then 2 episodes of plain awesome. That was like Wesley Crusher, number 1, amazing. And then Janeway in her battle Janeway, amazing. And because it's 20 episodes long, I guess you would really have filler like what we saw. I would just hope that the filler is like character building, like the Medusan side plot. I'm so happy that Wesley Crusher was brought back in and built all of that lore. I'm so happy also about Janeway. It's like a perfect love letter of Voyager stuff. And I love how the music swells from Voyager into Prodigy. That's amazing. I hope we see more Voyager crew. Seriously. I want a Captain Harry Kim. I just want to see all of them. But yeah, so that was what I thought. What did you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Please like and subscribe. Join my Discord support from Patreon. And I'll see you next time. Somebody's opinion.